Hello Internet and welcome to another episode of me. Today I will be talking about Pokemon that actually have interesting abilities that power up their other partner Pokemon in doubles. So most of these have to do with abilities, and I'll be giving you some strategies in how you can actually use them in competitive play. So let's just get started. First up, we got Stonjourner, and Stonjourner is a weird Pokemon in that it has great HP, great attack, amazing defense, and horrible special attack and horrible special defense, and mediocre speed. So usually I've only seen it once, but this Pokemon inspired this video, so I wanted to talk about it obviously. And a lot of the time, well, not a lot of time, I've only seen this Pokemon once, and on one team, I think it was in Series 4, and they're running a Focus Dash on it because it's so frail on the special side. If you can get it in certain situations where you're only facing physical Pokemon, then that's very good. But obviously they have Rock Slide, and you could use Body Press for that amazing defense stat, and maybe something like Substitute and Protect, just to keep it on the field as long as possible. Because its ability essentially gives all their allies life orb boost. So all your moves are going to be doing 1.3 times more. So there's that. Next Pokemon we got is the same, but it has a worse ability. Charjabug, as I mentioned in my babies video, gives special attackers a life orb boost, but only special attackers, not physical attackers. That's why Stonjourner is better. And with the Eviolite item, it's actually pretty bulky with these defenses and that HP stat. It can run Iron Defense just to stay on the field as long as possible, Light Screen to help its partner, Thunder Wave for annoying stuff, and maybe another move like, you could even run Substitute, maybe Rest Sleep Talk would be another, Rest Sleep Talk, Thunder Wave. I don't know if you'd want to run that in VGC, because this season is very, very fast, so stally strategies don't really work. So there's that. But it has battery, so obviously on most of these Pokemon you're going to want to run Protect just to keep them on the field for as long as possible, so you can keep getting the buffs from their abilities. So yeah. Next Pokemon you've seen everywhere, and that is Clefairy. Clefairy, I mentioned as before, has Friend Guard, and what that does is makes its partner Pokemon receive only 75% damage. So that's very, very good. Usually you'll see Follow Me and Protect, maybe something like Sing, and then Moonblast. That's a standard set. And then usually you'll see like Max HP and then split into defenses or something like that. Next Pokemon I also talked about in my babies video, and it's Jigglypuff. Also has the Friend Guard ability, same as Clefairy. Has a great HP stat, horrible defenses, but with the Eviolite it becomes actually pretty bulky. You can use a sort of pseudo Follow Me with Ally Switch, as I mentioned in the babies video, and it gets a couple nice moves because it's a normal type and they get a lot of coverage. So you could use something like a Pain Split, just to keep it on the field as long as possible. Obviously you can run Protect, you can run Light Screen. Perish Song is another move that you could, if you're running stally strategies, you could run Perish Song. Maybe you could run it with Gothitelle and then Perish Song, and then attack with Gothitelle, just so you can guard it with Friend Guard. But yeah, it's another one of those Friend Guard Pokemon. Next Pokemon we got is more of an offensive threat. Berserker is actually really, really good in that it has 110 base attack and 100 defense. Not so good special defense, but you could make up with it with an Assault Vest. But the reason why it's on this list is because of its hidden ability, which is Steely Spirit. And what it does is your Steel moves will be doing 1.5 times damage. So from both of your Pokemon, not only Berserker. So you could use Iron Head or Iron Tail if you want better power but less accuracy. I'd probably run Iron Head just because it's safer. It also has 30% chance to flinch. And Iron Tail has 30% chance to lower the target's defense by 1. So that's very good also. Gyro Ball, just because it is a very slow Pokemon, so you could run like minus speed nature and plus attack. And then you could be doing a lot of damage with Berserker and Gyro Ball. You could add the Metal Coat even just to power up your Steel type moves even more, which gives the holder Steel 1.2 times power, as you can see. But I'd probably run like an assault vest with Iron Head and close combat and something like that. Let's see what other physical moves it gets. Physical. Gets a body slam, which is pretty nice. It gets fake out also. Foul play is nice. Gunk shot, night slash, play rough, seed bomb, shout claw, throat chop, U-turn. These are all good moves. The next few Pokemon I actually want to talk about because of the plus and minus ability. They both do the same thing, and if the active ally has this ability, then the Pokemon special attack is 1.5 times. So that applies to both Pokemon. So if you have two Pokemon out with a plus or minus ability, then they both get a 1.5 times in their special attack stat. And Toxtricity with Choice Scarf is very, very good right now. So it usually runs like Overdrive and Sludge Bomb, but usually runs Punk Rock to get that extra damage for Overdrive and Boom Burst, which is also sound base move. So there's that. And yeah, it has a very nice special attack stat, and with Scarf it actually outspeeds a lot of stuff in the metagame. So if you pair it up with the next Pokemon, it's actually a very viable strategy, because Kling Klang is a Steel type, and Toxtricity likes to run Sludge Bomb, but you can run Sludge Wave, which is better and hits both opponents instead of Sludge Bomb only hitting one, and you could not affect your Kling Klang at all. Kling Klang is also good because obviously it has the plus and minus ability, but it's also good because it gets Gear Up, which raises the attack and special attack of the allies with a plus and minus ability by 1. So that means that you will get a +1 in attack and special attack for Kling Klang and for Toxtricity. So you could just make a bulky spread like max HP and then some defenses, just to pump all of it and keep it on the field for as long as possible. You could even G-Max Toxtricity and get some status on the field. It is kind of a stally strategy, but I did build a team around it, and it worked pretty well. If you don't want to go the offensive route, you could actually go the defensive route, because there's another move that affects plus and minus ability, and that is called Magnetic Flux. What it does is it increases the defense and special defense of both Pokemon with a plus and minus. So your Toxtricity and your Kling Klang will both get a plus in defense and special defense. So it's very nice. Obviously it gets Flash Cannon and Thunderbolt, which is good coverage, and you can run something like Leftovers or a Berry or something like that. But you'll probably want to run Protect on this. And yeah. Next Pokemon is Clang, and I know there's a huge following for Clang Gang, because with the Eviolite it's actually really, really bulky, and being Mono Steel is a pretty good typing. It gets a lot of good moves like Flash Cannon, Power Gem, and whatnot. Also has the plus ability, so you could do the same strategy with Toxtricity with a slightly bulkier Clang. It is slower than Kling Klang, so there is that. But you could also use a Steel Beam, which is crazy powerful, and with your special attack being raised, it's actually really good. It also does get Gear Up. Oh no, it does not. Okay, it does not get Gear Up. What about Magnetic Flux? It does not get Magnetic Flux. So if you want to use the Magnetic Flux or Gear Up strategy, you have to use Kling Klang. So that's a reason to use Kling Klang over Clang. Next Pokemon is Dedenne, and Dedenne I just put on this list simply because it does also get the ability plus, and it's annoying because it can spread paralysis around with Nuzzle. It's actually really, really fast with 101 base speed. I see it a lot in singles just because it's so fast, and it's a fairy type, so that's good. So you can run something like Dazzling Gleam, Protect, Nuzzle, and maybe Super Fang just to be annoying. Super Fang is actually a really, really good move because Dedenne might not be doing a lot with Dazzling Gleam, but it can do half of a target's current HP with Super Fang, so that's really, really good. Except for the Ghost types because of its normal type move. Next Pokemon we got is actually really, really competitively viable, especially now because of the lack of flying types. And I put it on this list because of the ability Receiver. It gets Defiant, which is usually what people run. If any of your stats get lowered, its attack is raised by 2. So there's that. but I put it on this list because of receiver. And there's a really good strategy where you lead Passimian and Azumarill, or you could even run Diggersby, and you basically, what you do is you max guard with Passimian, or you protect, and then you explode or miss the explosion the Diggersby or Azumarill, sorry. And then what receiver does is it copies the ability of an ally that faints. So once your Azumarill goes boom, then Passimian will actually receive huge power, and that doubles its attack stat, which is already big in being 120 base power. So you could run like a bulky set. I usually run bulk over speed, just because I'd rather stay on the field longer than go first, honestly. And then you can put the 6 into special defense. Its special defense is not that good, but you can make up for that with the assault vest, and this is a very good moveset right here. Knockoff, aerial ace, iron head, and close combat. So there's that. And I've actually seen that strategy with Azumarill a lot. Not recently, but I think it might pick up usage again, just because there are a lot of Passimian's threats have been banned, like Togekiss and Cinderace. The next Pokemon we got is Passimian's counterpart, and that is Oranguru. Oranguru is mostly known for just setting up Trick Room. In the Battle Tower, you can actually get a Trick Room team with Oranguru, and I used it to get all the way to the top of the Battle Tower, and so that was really nice. But it's on this list because of its ability. It's a hidden ability, Symbiosis. And what that does is, if an ally uses this item, this Pokemon gives its item to the ally immediately. So what that means is, if Oranguru is next to an Arcanine, and the Arcanine eats its berry, then my Oranguru will give the Arcanine whatever item it's holding. So you could give it another berry, you could give it a Focus Sash, you could give it a Mental Herb, you could give it even a Choice Band or something. You could give it a Weakness Policy. That would be interesting. Or your partner Pokemon could have a Weakness Policy, and then you could give it a berry just to keep it on the field for longer. So that's pretty viable. It's very bulky, as you can see. Base 80 defense, base 110 special defense, and 90 HP. So you're always going to be running 90 HP usually, and min speed because it is a Trick Room mon. Then you could run like max defense, and then some special attack, and then maybe like calm nature, something like that, or maybe minus speed just so you can go faster in Trick Room. This is all level 100, so this is not what you would see in VGC, obviously, but I could change it to level 50 so you could see the actual stats, and here they are. Yeah, so pretty bulky, and good if you want to pass like a Agua Berry or something like that. I haven't seen many strategies around it, but I think I'm going to try and make a team because it seems very interesting and a little niche, but very interesting. Next Pokemon we got is Sarina, and it's one of many that gets the ability Sweet Veil, which makes it so this Pokemon's allies cannot fall asleep. Now that is very good in this format because Amoonguss is everywhere, and Butterfree has started to pick up in usage, and also I've seen Lilligant because Venusaur has been banned. So there's that. But the reason why I put Sarina first, before all the other Sweet Veil and Aroma Veil Pokemon, is because it gets the ability Queenly Majesty. And that guards both of your Pokemon, or your side rather, from any priority attack. So anything like Sucker Punch, Fake Out, Vacuum Wave, Mach Punch, anything Prankster also gets blocked if it's going to your side. So if they're attacking you with a priority attack, then it gets blocked. But if they're just doing a move that affects their side, like Tailwind, priority Tailwind, or priority Light Screen or Reflect, so that doesn't get cancelled. Only moves that are coming to your side. Sarina's also really good because it has very nice defenses and a decent HP stat, so it's actually pretty bulky. People usually run like a Assault Vest. You could run a Berry or a Life Orb. It gets pretty good coverage. I wouldn't say it's the best coverage. If it got like a rock type move, it'd be kind of broken. But it gets Power Whip, High Jump Kick, Play Rough, Triple Axle. Also gets U-Turn, Knockoff, Low Kick, if you don't want to run High Jump Kick, Taunt, is really good. Zen Headbutt. Yeah, so it gets very good. It gets a pretty good coverage. Also gets Bounce, which is really nice for max flying if you want to do that. I had if you saw my Hitmonlee video, I had Sarina with Bounce and also Weakness Policy, and then you would lead Sarina Lapras and then Ice Shard the Sarina to get the Weakness Policy off. So, and that strategy actually worked really well. I had a max HP, max attack, and 4 special defense, I think. I think I had this red on it. Let me just check that. Where is it? Here. Yeah, I put it in defense, but I should put it into special attack. Just yeah. So I had this set with Weakness Policy and Queenly Majesty, and then I had Lapras with Assault Vest and Ice Shard to activate Sarina's Weakness Policy. So there's that. Go watch my Hitmonlee video, link in the description. Alright, so the next multiple Pokemons, all get very interesting abilities. I'm going to start with Comfey, because Comfey has one of the signature abilities, and that is Flower Veil. Flower Veil is very interesting. Usually you see Triage on Comfey, because there's a lot of strategies involving like G-Max Lapras and Weakness Policy, so you could do Priority Giga Drain, because what Triage does is it gives healing moves priority of 3. So the only thing that could stop you from that is Fake Out, which also has priority 3. So if the Fake Out Pokemon is faster than your Comfey, then it can get the Fake Off first. But if you're faster, which Comfey is most of the time, because it has 100 base speed, which is really fast, so you can get like Giga Drain and Draining Kiss have priority. Also, Floral Healing, its signature move, heals the target by 50% of its max HP. When you're in Dynamax, however, it gives 50% of your base form, not your Dynamax form's HP, so just to have that in mind. And Comfey also learns Trick Room, which is really nice, so you can do that. It has pretty good defenses, but not such a good HP stat, but it is pretty bulky, being a Mono Fairy type, only weak to Steel and Poison, so that's very nice. Usually you'll run like a Babiri Berry for a super effective Steel type attack, just because its physical defense is worse than special defense, so it tanks poison hits better, because poison hits are usually special, and yeah, steel hits are usually physical, so something like that. But the reason why it's on this list is actually because of Flower Veil. Flower Veil is an ability that stops your stats from being lowered and stops status. So any status like Paralyze, Sleep, Burn, Poison, Freeze cannot be on grass types, and your stats can't be lowered. So you would pair Comfey with another grass type, like let's say Rillaboom, or Sarina actually, because Rillaboom is banned, or even Decidueye. Decidueye has been picking up usage, as I said in my last video, because simply because it's a grass type, and grass types are hard to come by in this game, in this meta game right now. So there's that. Next few Pokemon actually are the ones I wanted to talk about before when I was saying about Sweet Veil. Sweet Veil makes it so that you can't fall asleep, so things can't go, you can't be spored by Mungus or sleep powdered by Butterfree or something like that. And Alcremie is obviously on this list because of that, but it's also on this list because of Aroma Veil. And Aroma Veil is very nice because it prevents your Pokemon from being taunted or blocked or tormented or disabled. So I think this also works on Cursed Body. I'm not sure about that. Let me check that right now. Does Aroma Veil work against Cursed Body? Aroma Veil prevents... Yes, it does. Cursed Body, it does prevent Cursed Body. So let's say you're fighting a Gengar, and you use a move on it, and then Cursed Body activates. If you switch in Alcremie, or you have Alcremie on the field, it won't activate. So that's very nice. So it can prevent your Trick Room Pokemon from being taunted, which is really nice. And it has pretty good defenses. Not just good physical defense, but very good special defense. Pretty good special attack. And it gets the signature move, Decorate, which is really nice. Which raises the target's attack and special attack by 2. It can be redirected though, so beware. I actually ran a, I think it was a Sweet Veil Alcremie team with Choice Scarf Decorate, so that I could decorate my partner, and then it's basically a free weakness policy, so it's really, really good if you can get it off. Next Pokemon is Ribombee. Ribombee is another Sweet Veil Pokemon, which makes it so your allies can't fall asleep, as I said. And Ribombee is mostly here. When you see it, it usually runs the move Speed Swap. Because Ribombee is super duper fast, it's only outsped by like Jolteon, Barraskewda, Talonflame, I think Noivern, but base 124 is very, very fast. So it usually speed swaps with a slower Pokemon, and then that slower Pokemon can max and then get max moves off. So there's that. Also has a pretty good special attack stat, and you'll see Speed Swap, Moonblast, Bug Buzz, also run Dazzling Gleam just to break both of your opponent's sashes. Energy Ball, Light Screen is also good. It obviously gets Quiver Dance, but you're never going to be running a sweeping Ribombee just because it's so frail. Alright. Next Pokemon we got is Slurpuff. Slurpuff I just put on this list because it's another Sweet Veil Pokemon, but most of the time you'll see it with Unburden and maybe like an Electric Seed or something like that. Or a Citrus Berry. Something that it can consume, and then its speed will double when its held item is lost. Oh, that's very interesting. Unburdened. Speed is doubled when held item is lost. Boost is lost if it switches, and gains a new item/ability. That's very interesting. So if you gain a new ability, then your speed doubles. That's very interesting. I thought it gets Belly Drum. Oh, it does get Belly Drum. So you could Belly Drum Citrus Berry and then use Unburdened. And then you'll be super duper fast with base 72 is pretty fast, but when doubled, it's actually really nice. Being Mono Fairy, also very good typing. So you could Belly Drum Citrus Berry and then Unburdened. But it's on this list because it has Sweet Veil. So yeah, there's that. Another Pokemon that can keep your Pokemon safe. Alright, so the next Pokemon actually is Gigalith, and I wanted to mention it. It's like an honorable mention because it gets the ability Sandstream, which sets up the Sandstorm, and what that does is obviously sets up the Sandstorm, but if you didn't know, Sandstorm actually raises Rock type's special defense by 1.5 times. So technically it does affect the other Pokemon with its ability, so I decided to keep it on this list. This is a standard set. Gigalith has a pretty good special defense stat and a very good defense stat. With an Assault Vest, it becomes really, really bulky with max HP. And you could run like a super stally set, but usually you'll see like a max attack and then like a four special defense, excuse me. Maybe you could run like Body Press, Iron Defense if you're not using Assault Vest, Body Press because it has a really good defense stat. Rock Slide obviously, Iron Head for coverage, and it gets Earthquake, it gets Explosion, which is actually pretty good in this metagame. You could use Rock Polish, Stone Edge, Substitute, Throat Chop, Superpower, Weather Ball. I don't know why you run Weather Ball. I guess it's because it's a Sand Setter, so it gets a Weather Ball. But since the other Sand Setters were banned, I'm only mentioning Gigalith here. Hippowdon was banned because it was really used a lot in singles, and Tyranitar was used in both singles and doubles. The last Pokemon I wanted to show here is actually Kingdra. Not only Kingdra, but just the Pokemon that get the ability Damp. You're never going to really use Damp because a lot of the Pokemon that have Damp have better abilities, but I just wanted to mention it here because it prevents Explosion, Misty Explosion, and Self-Destruct. Also Aftermath, which is very interesting. Aftermath from like Skuntank, or if you see that, I don't know. But so there's that. Damp prevents Explosion, so it helps your partner by preventing Explosion. There's that. Now, there is another ability that I wanted to mention, and that is Telepathy. Telepathy is an ability where your Pokemon does not take damage from attacks made by its allies. So there are a lot of attacks that hit all Pokemon on the field. Things like Earthquake, Boom Burst, Sludge Wave, Discharge. So what Telepathy does is the Pokemon with Telepathy will not get hit by its partner's attacks. So it's actually pretty good in doubles, obviously, because you have 2 and 2. And it doesn't really do anything in singles, obviously. These are just a few Pokemon that get it. You have Orbeetle, which has a very nice special defense and defense stat, pretty good HP, and 90 base speed actually, which is really, really good. 80 base special attack, so it's mostly here just to tank hits and be annoying. You could use things like Struggle Bug, Light Screen, Recover, Trick Room. It also learns Bug Buzz, but you're probably going to want to run Struggle Bug because you're not really going for damage on Orbeetle because it only has 80 base special attack. Also learns Expanding Force, Infestation, Iron Defense, Side Shock, Reflect also. You can run Double Screens. Double Screens is actually pretty good. On a 90 base Pokemon, that's pretty fast. So yeah, next Pokemon with Telepathy is Noivern. And the main reason why you'd be running Noivern is because of Tailwind. It's very, very fast with base 123. Rabambi actually outspeeds it by 1. So there's that. But you usually run Tailwind. It also gets Taunt, which is really good. Draco Meteor and Air Slash. Maybe Protect also. But it also has Boom Burst. So there's that. Telepathy is also really nice, but usually you're going to be running Frisk. So just mentioning here. Gardevoir is nice because it gets Telepathy, but usually you're going to be running Trace. It gets Trick Room and Prison. It's not that good. Psychic Fairy, there are better Psychic Fairies like Hatterene with better special attack and better bulk. But you can run Choice Scarf, Gardevoir. It's not super good in doubles, but pretty good in singles. Next Pokemon is Behem. It's usually better because it has Analytic, but just mentioning that it has Telepathy here. It's a Slowmon, good special attack stat, can run Trick Room. Yeah, it gets a lot of coverage. Dark Pulse, Energy Ball, Expanding Force, Flash Cannon, Light Screen Magic, Pain Split, Side Shot, Recover is also nice. Then we got Musharna, another Telepathy mon. I think Telepathy is actually the best ability of Musharna. Forewarn is not really good. And Synchronize is kind of good, but with Sleep being everywhere and like, I don't know, maybe it's niche with Synchronize, but Telepathy is probably your best bet. It's another Trick Room mon. Trick Room. And it's very, 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 very bulky. 95, 85, and 116, so that's insane when you consider that you can just max out the HP, and 107 attack is actually really, special attack is actually really good for such a bulky mon, and base 29 speed is really, really good for Trick Room, because if you see right here, I could do like a Quiet Nature, and then let's actually switch to level 50 so we can see the actual stats. And yeah, so 30 in Trick Room is actually really, really slow, so that's very, very nice. And the last mod, obviously, again, Oranguru, it gets Telepathy also. Another Trick Room, you can run Mental Herb Trick Room just so you don't get taunted. Yeah, so there's that. Very bulky, kind of slow. And pretty good special attack stat. So, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you get some inspiration for some new strategies to use with these pairs of Pokemon. I think I'm going to try and build a Symbiosis Oranguru team. I think that'll be very interesting. But please like, subscribe, share this video with a friend, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.